asked in this problem to determine the domain and range of the function f of x equals negative 2x squared minus 6. I'm going to start by graphing this on my graphing calculator. So if there's anything in the y1 or any of the other y equations, go ahead and clear those out. And then let's enter our function negative 2x squared and minus 6. I'm going to go ahead and graph that on a standard window. So let me check my window. Negative 10 to 10 for x min, x max, y min, y max. And I'm going to press graph. So that's going to give me a pretty good idea of what the graph looks like. There's a whole lot more going on down here, but because our window here is now equivalent, I'm just going to leave it. But I can ascertain some things from the graph. First of all, I can take a look at the vertical intercept, which in this case is 0, negative 6. I can verify that by looking at the function here. The c value is negative 6. So the vertical intercept is 0, negative 6. So I'm going to go ahead and graph that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there is my vertical intercept. I have a hunch that that's also going to equal the vertex, but I'm not positive, so I'm going to go ahead and check. So the vertex now, I need to look at the input, which is x equals negative b over 2a. In this case, there is no x term, so b is 0 over 2 times negative 2, and that's just going to give me 0. So when my input is 0, my output, I already know, is negative 6. So indeed, the vertical intercept and the vertex are the same point. I can graph down from here based upon the shape that's shown on the calculator. So it looks something like that. So I want to find then the domain and the range for this function. Remember, the domain deals with input, and when you're working with a quadratic function, you can use any value for x as input. And the way we write that as domain is we say all real numbers. There's a couple of other ways that you can write that. You can say that using this inequality notation, that x can be any value greater than negative infinity, less than infinity. You can also use what's called interval notation, which is kind of a shorthand for this inequality notation here. Now, to find the range is a little bit trickier. Because my graph opens down, all of my outputs are either going to be negative 6 or below. So anything less than or including negative 6 is going to be part of my range. So I could write it this way. I could say negative infinity is less than f of x is less than or equal to negative 6, because I can actually use negative 6. Notice I can't use any output value, or I should say no output value will be obtained that is bigger than negative 6. So here would be inequality notation. I can also take that and write it using interval notation this way. So if your parabola opens down, then your maximum range value is going to be the y value of your vertex. If your parabola opens up, then the minimum value of your range is going to be the y coordinate of your vertex.